Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Masters of the Universe Tuesday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with Masterverse Revelation Masters of the Universe Stinkor, a Netflix original series. Thank you for watching this video, or any of my other videos that you may have run across, which I hope is all of them. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews, or help the channel out, or both. That's cool too. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. And with all that said, let's get into it. And first up, as we always do here on Digital Caveman Presents, let's take a look at the packaging. And by this point, you know, this packaging is no surprise. 30 points of articulation, a barcode, Masterverse, nice big window showing off figure and accessories, a Netflix original series, 6 and up, Masters of the Universe Revelation Stinkor, and Mattel on the bottom. Small print, fine print, legalese print, made in Vietnam print, a question mark, and a barcode. On this side, Stinkor, evil master of odors. And on this side, some nice artwork of Stinky Britches. And on the back, Stinkor, evil master of odors.
What's that smell? Dookie.
No, what's that smell? If it's overpowering enough to overwhelm a steaming pile of garbage, that can only mean one thing. Stinkor! Ever the outcast, the rancid wretch, disappeared from Skeletor's side, only to be found hoarding ancient artifacts in his putrid pigpen of a hideout. Emitting odors foul enough to bring any hero to their knees. Never underestimate the savage stench of Stinkor. And there he is. Nice artwork of him being stinky. There's the cross-sell, Fisto, Andra, Scarecrow, and of course Stinkor, also available. Each sold separately. Mattel empowering the next generation through play and recycled stuff. And that, my friends, completes a look at the packaging. And now it's time to take a look at the figure and his accessories. And now we have handy dandy tweezers right here. And first of all, let's take a look. He has a set of alternate hands, a grip hand, because he has a fist here, and here is a slap hand. That replaces this grip hand. And it appears to me that they may be molded in this color, but it kind of feels like it's paint. So I'm not sure on that part. And next up we have his alternate head with his mask so he can't smell his skunky butt. And nice paint-ups on that. Looks like it's molded in black, and then it has the white stripe, white around the eyes, and the blue, I think, around the eyes. And then the mask looks like it's a separate piece that's glued on, and as you can see, his eyelids are partially closed on the top and the bottom on this, and they're not like that on the standard head. And lastly, we have a shield. And you know, this looks like that standard Come with Castle Grayskull shield, only molded in color. And when I say they come with Castle Grayskull shield, I'm talking about with the, the original Masters of the Universe line, which is, that's the weapon or the accessory that the original Stinkor came with. And of course we have these straps on the back, which are pretty much the same straps that He-Man has on the back of his shield. And that does it for the accessories. Now let's take a look at Stinkor himself. And there you can see what I was talking about, how the eyelids are different. His eyes wide open on there. And, again, he's molded in black, and it looks like, the white stripes that are on his arms and his head are paint apps. Doesn't look like any paint apps on the legs. All this looks to be molded in plastic, and I think these alternate hands are not painted. I think they are molded in the appropriate colors. Nice bright color on his armor. And then on the back he's got some air tanks. Or are they stink tanks? Could be either. Looks like he could go scuba diving too. And look at that face sculpt. He's not just Merman anymore, folks. Or is he? We'll see when the Merman figure comes out later this year. Some paint apps on the teeth there. Alright, let's take a look at his articulation. He can look up that far. He can look down not at all because the armor kind of gets in the way. But can he do the full Exorcist? Yes, he can. And at the shoulder, arms come out to about 90 degrees. Does have 360 degrees rotation there at the shoulder. Cut here at the upper bicep for another 360 degrees of rotation. A double hinged pinless elbow. Let's see if I can get it. Off camera strength. And yes, I did get it with the off camera strength. And there's the range of motion you get with that double hinged pinless elbow. At the wrist, 360 degrees of rotation on an in and out hinge. And on the other hand, which is a fist, it's on an in and out hinge too. And both of the spare hands, or the additional hands, were on in and out hinges as well. Now there is a cut because this makes use of that standard, sort of standard Master of the Universe body, the fuzzy standard one, I guess. So there is a cut here. It's covered up by the armor where the chest meets the torso, but you can get a little hoopy action out of him. And he'll back crunch that far and front crunch that far. There's a cut here at the waist for a full 360 degrees of rotation. He gives you about that much of the splits. He will kick forward that far. Get out of the way, hand. He will kick back about that far. And the leg does come out just a tad to get that. It's cut here at the upper thigh for a 360 degree rotation. Double hinged pinless knees, and you get that much range of motion out of them. Cut at the upper shin. It's, I guess you could call it a boot cut, even though he's not really wearing a boot. It's kind of a bracer, but it does give you 360 degrees of rotation at the ankle. Goes down that far. goes up that far. And of course, he does have a forward-facing pin for rocker. And of course, if you want him to use the slap hand to hold the shield, little off-camera strength here. Swap these hands out, not the arms. So you got the slap hand on, and you can just kind of slide it, maybe right there on, so he can hold his shield. Although, even with the grip hand, you can put the grip on that front, or you can have him grip this front strap here and then pop the hand in position if the slap hand isn't working for you well, as you might like it to. And there we go, my friends, a look at Stinkor and his accessories. And now it's time for my favorite part of a review, the comparisons. And we're going to compare Stinkor to his wave mates, and here's one of them, Scare Glow. And of course, this is the mainline Scare Glow, not the Mattel Creations one. And here we have him with Fisto. And here we have him with Andra. And just because I have him handy, here's the Marvel Legends Fantastic Four retro carded Benjamin J. Grimm, the ever-loving blue-eyed thing. And here we have also from Marvel Legends, in his cameo appearance, Stan the Man Lee. From the G.I. Joe Classified series, we have the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Regal variant Cobra Commander. And who just recently fell on the floor. Here he is with the Bad Batch's Elite Squad Trooper from Star Wars The Black Series. And he fell and dropped his gun. Or she, it could be a she. The she one looked like that too. And for some 7-inch goodness, we have the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Batman Beyond. And for some 7-inch badness, we have the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse 3 Jokers, the Joker the Comedian. And that, my friends, completes the comparisons. For final thoughts on the Masterverse, Masters of the Universe Revelation Stinkor, this is a pretty good figure based on his very brief appearance in a garbage pile on the show. You know, it does kind of take me back to the original Stinkor. Although he does not stink. There is no odor other than the odor of plastic associated with this Stinkor figure. I do like the addition of the stink tanks, I guess you could call them, on his back, which will is a throwback, I think, to the 2000X show where Stinkor had tanks on his back, where the original did not. He just had this mechanic armor. So, you know, that's cross-contamination of the original and the 2000X show, which, you know, I feel, you know, they build Revelation as a sequel to the original Masters of the Universe, but it felt more, I don't know, maybe because of the animation, it felt more 2000X-ish to me rather than original. That concludes the review. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews or just help the channel out further. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.